Talking will be done by Vinod.
Hello. Bunira
Good
Chinley
morning,
here,
everybody.
BDSI. Hillary De Freitas is going to go incognito for a little bit because she's having some, not bandwidth issues, but electricity issues. So she'll stay at a minimum. You'll hear her voice, right, Hillary?
Yes,
Uh,
you hear me?
okay. All right, good. And we'd like to welcome our guest, Ashish Prasad from India. Um,
Hi everybody.
Vidushi Technology, as well as his partner Vinod Kumar.
Hello.
We are running for August, Merry August. What does that mean? Getting ready for your Christmas sales in August. And we have to start earlier this year because we have a lot more things to put in place in order to ensure that Christmas sales are going to happen. Christmas sales are going to happen online. We just have to go online, or be ready to go online. Um, and we want to tell you, yes, Shopify is a solution for an e-commerce platform to use as an e-commerce platform. But we want you to understand what it is that you're getting into and why it is that you need other technology as well to make sure that your customer experience is smooth so that you don't lose customers in your pipeline as they go through their shopping experience. Um, Shopify is what you call the platform that works like the store, but just like a store, you have to have the cash registers, you have to have the display cabinets, you have to have the ability to collect names and emails, you have to be able to, if you're a good store owner and you want repeat customers, you want to try and stay connected to your customers. So in the same way, with your online Shopify platform, you need to have other integrations that's going to make sure that your customer journey, as they first find your store, then they go through your store, then they know easily find what they're looking for, then they buy from you, and then most importantly, the follow up. The money is usually in the follow up. You got to follow up. And yes, remarketing, retargeting, re advertising to them is one of the solutions, but you got to also follow up within your platform where you have their email, you have their phone number, and we're going to discuss with you the technology that you need in order to get that done. So go ahead, Ashish and Vinod.
Thank
You
you.
can say something a little bit about yourself, introduce yourself very briefly, and then we'll go into the presentation.
Vinod, take it ahead. Yeah. Hi, my name is Vinod Kumar. I'm having approximately 19 years of experience in IT with e-commerce platforms. Okay. Shopify is one of the preferred technology and a platform kind of thing for every seller in the market right now. Okay. But Shopify has so many things. Okay. So people get afraid because they don't know what Shopify is and what Shopify can do for them. Okay. Basically, let me share my screen so that
You want me to
it would
pull
be
up the presentation?
yeah.
Yeah, I will put up
Uh,
the presentation. I have it right here.
okay, that's great.
Share the entire screen. Okay. Can you see the screen?
No,
No.
No, you're not seeing the screen?
no.
Yeah, no. Hillary, what am I doing wrong?
One sec.
How about,
Did because I changed the layouts. Hold on. Oh, boy.
because I want to
Let me
share
try
the
this one
actual.
and then. Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead now. How about
Good.
that?
It's good to do it now.
Yes.
No, still not seeing it.
Hmm. I'm not sure why.
Bernie, can Vinod share it at his end? Can
Okay.
he? Can
Um, go ahead, Bernard. You try.
Okay. Let me know once you're able to see my screen.
no?
Yeah, I don't see
You see,
why.
when
I I think we need to change the entire layout. I think so because last time I
Yeah,
remember.
isn't there a presenter's layout, Hillary?
I I changed it to the boy. I changed it to the present
You
layout,
change
but
it.
it's still not changing. It's supposed to be only showing the screen share right now. That's the layout I have it.
so shall we continue without presentation?
Yeah, the presentation is the same. It's okay. Do we really need to share the screen, or we can just talk? We
Yeah, go
can do
ahead
it.
and talk. Go ahead and talk.
Okay. Okay.
Perfect.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for
Yeah,
giving
I
me
think that
time.
should be.
Okay. Yeah. Right. Okay. So as I said, Shopify, like my experience with Shopify is very long. Okay. I personally myself has around 19 years of experience in IT. Okay. With especially e-commerce platform services and solutions. We have catered solution from giant e-commerce service provider to the smaller sellers in the market. Okay. Now, Shopify is basically wasn't Shopify when it was started. It was a personal website for seller, okay, who wanted to sell surfboards. That's it, okay. But when these sellers came into the market and started building their own e-commerce website for themselves, they find that every seller faces a lot of issues. Like they have to handle websites, okay, they have to handle servers, they have to handle programming things, they have to handle databases and so many technical things, okay. It is not possible by everyone, okay. Next thing is, whenever you start a e-commerce website or e-commerce platform, the setup cost is very huge. The Shopify has two major things because of which every seller likes to prefer for Shopify. Number one is the setup cost is very less, which is very affordable by many people. Okay. The next thing is that the yeah, I can see the presentation right now. Okay. So Shopify internal cost is very less because when you start setting up a website or an e-commerce platform using Shopify, your initial cost is going to be very small. But Shopify has a different mechanism for pricing and everything. That's why we need to understand first what and why Shopify is. Okay. So number one thing is why Shopify. The most important thing is that it has got six different factors which are major factors because of which every people used to go for Shopify platform. The first one start with easy setup. The setup of Shopify platform for your e-seller, for your like e-commerce platform for a seller is in very simple steps. You do the sign up, you include your product and start selling the product from the one day. Okay. You don't need to have very big IT team or very big infrastructure to set up your infrastructure for your setup. Okay. The easy setup is as easy as doing the setup, steps of registering an email account. Okay, that's those setup is there. Plus, Shopify has inbuilt themes. Shopify provides inbuilt integrations, which helps every seller to connect their e-commerce setup with their bank account and shipping solutions. That's why Shopify is one of the best thing. The next important thing is SEO. As when you launch an e-commerce website, okay, the most important thing is that how the people is going to know about your website, and how people are going to share that product, how people are going to understand that product, how the Google, Bing, and all search engines are going to show your products in the search results. There the Shopify internal SEO features helps us to do all this thing. Shopify has got the most simplest but the most powerful SEO mechanism built inside it. Okay, which helps to generalize all the product URLs. Like for example, if you got a website which is specific to some shoe industry, so you could want to sell for kids shoe something like your website.com/shoes, or kid shoes, or men shoes, adult shoes. That simple as it is, because whenever a e-commerce platform is built up, okay, every product, everything is connected to some identifier, whereas SEO from the Shopify helps it easy to combine and build for basic search engine optimization. The next process is the advantage of process is store management. Shopify has got internal store management solutions. So you can manage your customers, you can manage your products, you can manage your product catalogs and collections. Okay. You can define collection rules wherein you can identify what product should be maintained in which collection kind of thing. Okay. Plus, it has got internal marketing approaches by which you can easily identify the person who is visiting your website, who is that guy or who is that person is, what the product the people are using or liking to see in your website. Okay, based on all those things, you can identify what products are adding into their cart and they are not able to complete it. The store management has solution for all those things. Shopify is very powerful over there. Shopify can show you how many people wanted to go for one of your product or features of your product to buy, but they did not complete the order process. You can approach to them because Shopify store management can let you know how many people has abandoned the carts which they are trying to purchase or which they are interested into. So store management is quite a wide thing in the Shopify. The next benefit from Shopify is easy management. The easy management is important because when you go for e-commerce website or e-commerce platform, most of the solutions, most of the management things are very hard for normal people. The easy management with Shopify helps you to easily understand all the scenarios, all the views. Like for example, you want to add a product, it's quite simple in form of steps or in a single form where you enter all the information, it creates a product for you. Okay, so easy management include every area is part of its internal feature. Easy management helps you to define things more easily. That's why Shopify has the most easiest management system. Now, the coming to from business perspective to the server side of the technical perspective is exceptional security. Whenever you create an e-commerce website, every government in every country has different rules and regulation regarding security, like the security of email ID, security of the personal information, security of addresses where the shipping is going to happen, or people are trying to create order or billing addresses. Plus, when you are in e-commerce business, the card information, the payment account information has to be very secure. Shopify has got certification from approximately all the organizations around the world which supports Shopify mechanisms to make the payment channels online very fast and secure. Over to that, Shopify has got securities in form of your resources. Like for example, your customer informations are your customer information. Nobody else can see. Your orders are your orders. Nobody else can go and interfere into the Shopify system. Over 10 years, Shopify has a proven record where nobody has found any glitches where any of the information got shared or like got hacked by any hacker system or something like that. That's why exceptional security provided by Shopify internal system is very strong, and it's one of the best thing in the world right now. The point afterward is how the Shopify system supports us, how this Shopify people helps us to build the things, help us to overcome the problems, whatever we face in day-to-day e-commerce businesses. The e-commerce business is very strong, where every people like to see your product, they purchase your product, okay, or like to see product or abandon the cart, okay. In both of the condition, we require separate kind of strategy to reach to customer. Whenever there's a reach to customer happening or customer is doing any payment or transaction, sometime we might need to connect to Shopify support team, because like every payment mechanism around the world in different countries are different. The order processing system for every different country is going to be different, or the shipping process going to be different. There, Shopify support teams help us for every solution what we want. It's not just what they can do, it's over to what they can do. They can help us into building our Shopify based e commerce platform much secure, faster, and safer. Over to this thing, over the six different points, one of the last point, which is like making Shopify as one of the best e-commerce platform for any seller, is the speed. The speed that you're going to get with Shopify is very hard to be provided by anybody else, because Shopify has got different layers of servers around different countries in this world. So whenever you're browsing your website, you would not find any kind of issues with the Shopify sites wherever you are. Like you can be into your country also, or you can be into other country also. But your browsing speed, your product browsing speed, your catalog browsing speed, nothing is going to hamper, and that is why the Shopify is more powerful there. Okay. Can we go to the next slide? Yeah. So who should go for Shopify? The one of the thing whenever we talk about Shopify is the pricing factor. I said the Shopify is one of the most economist e-commerce setup for every seller, but every economic cost is having a different pricing level. Shopify has got excellent and very powerful business setup system for e-commerce businesses. But when I talk about good, good is having some cost, and there the Shopify charges everyone using monthly based business subscription models. Okay. Shopify has got different subscription models starting from $29 to $299 per month. Plus, if you got a specific requirement, like for enterprise or a large scale business, Shopify supports a special different kind of pricing factor for you. All these pricings has different features. Like for example, in $29, there is a specific limitation of how many sub users you can add. Whereas in $299 per month subscription, you would have the more number of users, or the product limitations, or order processing integrations, payment integrations kind of thing. On core, Shopify is a core platform which provides all the basic features required for any e-commerce system, whereas Shopify cannot completely cater all the business requirement required by every seller in this world. There, the Shopify has the next power. That's called Shopify extension. Shopify extension is provided by Shopify apps, where Shopify has got its own internal app store where you can select the app whatever you want based on your requirement. But all these apps have some pricing model again. Again, these apps are going to be having monthly based pricing model most of the time. Plus, it's not always that these apps are paid. We got so many free apps, we got so many trial apps, wherein you can select by trying different apps whether they can cater your requirement, whether they can fulfill your requirement. And based on that, you can go for the scale of your business to the pricing model of app you require. So on all around, if we talk about like what is the budgeted cost for Shopify website, everyone that comes around 300 US dollar per month. That would include the Shopify platform with a professional version of Shopify that starts from $79 per month, plus specific apps which is required for marketing, which is required for payment integration and shipping solutions. So on average, you would have a charge of around $300 per month. Though this $300 per month will include your first month of, sorry, first 7 days of trial provided by Shopify into it. Can you go for the next slide? Okay. Now, when I said that Shopify has got internal apps and extension, the most important thing to understand is that when we should go for Shopify extension. This is very important to understand because every business, as I said, requires a different kind of strategies, different kind of features, or different kind of solutions for themselves. So when you want to go for Shopify extension, you need to understand Shopify has got two different kinds of app model. One app model, the first app model that you would see is called as public app. The second app model is called as private apps. The public apps are the apps which you can directly connect from the App Store provided by Shopify, which is available at apps.shopify.com. You can browse through thousands of apps over there based on your requirement, and you can connect in your store. On the other side, all the apps might not be helping you to do the business or might not be fulfilling the strategy of your business. In that area, what you can go is private apps. Private apps are a support for custom development or custom solution development into Shopify, where you need to hire Shopify experts, you need to hire Shopify personnel, which helps you to connect your apps, your business model strategies, your business requirement specific strategies or solutions for your specific apps only. From the private apps, you can manage everything. When I say everything, it starts from your customer, products, orders, storefronts, okay, everything. So private apps has got all the permissions, but we have to be very specific when we are selecting private app. We are actually going into the security areas of the Shopify. If you allow or if you share private app details to anybody who are not in your concern, then they can damage your Shopify store. That is very secure, but that need to be properly taken care. And that's why Shopify private apps are uh, more important or more careful while developing the solution on it. Okay. Over to this, Shopify has got uh, yeah, sorry. Okay. Shopify has got one more. The best thing that you would see is that Shopify always keeps updated themselves. Every quarter and every year, you will get a new Shopify version coming. Every version gives you one extra information, two more extra informations. Plus, they always update their system for securities. They provide updated versions of services for payment solutions, integrations, government declaration clearances, and different things. So that's why Shopify is one of the best platforms that people like to have. So there is the Shopify. Shopify is the best solution for every seller, but we need to understand there is a pricing model that we must select. All pricing model can be selected on business requirement and the kind of products you sell. Thank you.
Are we back?
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
Yes.
And Bernie, just to tell you, we probably have less than a minute. My battery is dying quickly.
Okay. All right. Um, Ashish, well, Vinod, really, the big questions we have right now is you said updates. And I
right,
know when you work with the WordPress website, when you don't do your updates on your plugins,
yeah,
viruses come in very quickly. So is
yes,
Shopify, that's one of the main reasons for the updates that they do.
updates, right,
Okay.
right. They
Okay. So
take
then
care
you don't have
about
to worry about
everything.
updating anything if you have a Shopify account.
Right, right, right,
Excellent. So they take care of viruses for you. Excellent.
right.
Um, One of the things that we also I'm hearing also is that why do we really need a Shopify expert? if it works so easily?
Uh, as I said, every business has different requirements. Like, for example, somebody might to sync their data from the Shopify's platform to a centralized system over some center server. Like, for example, Amazon is having store in India, they got store in US, they got store in China, Singapore. But they want all the orders to come into a centralized repository somewhere in the country. In that condition, you require a private app that can help you to sync all those orders. Or another site, or yeah, sorry.
Sorry.
On another side, let's say if you want to do marketing, you want to connect Adobe Marketo tool with the Shopify platform. Then you want all the customer information to be synced with the Marketo tool, or the order information to be synced with the Marketo tool. In that condition, you could go for private apps or public apps. Public apps are in their market, but they are expensive. They charge you monthly, okay? Whereas once you do private app, that's your own asset. Okay, that would be one time cost, but that would be helping you for all the future requirements with that solution. That's why private apps are important. And like it is very important for every business person when they have specifically different kind of requirements.
Okay, good, good, good. Excellent. Um, Next question. If I have like, let's say I want to start small. I'm an established retail company. I have 3,000 items in my store.
Yeah.
Let's say 20 different categories of um, items.
Yeah.
Should I do Shopify or should I do a different platform?
Shopify is good. You can start with the least cost, that is $29 per month. That is good for you.
So that
Nobody.
can also work for a big business, Shopify.
Right. Right.
Okay.
Right.
All right. And then that too, they don't need the technology too much. And
Yes.
to me, the reason why you should start your e-commerce in Shopify is that you actually get to experience what e-commerce is. And you
Right.
could,
That's
as
true.
you say, plug and play, bring on board a few apps. You have this problem, like for instance, the follow up. You want to do your emails to get people to come back into the store. So it allows everything to happen very quickly right in front of you. And then when you want to, as I say, do the robust platform and to own
Yeah.
your platform, that's when you move into the Magento and the WooCommerce, etc.
Right, right.
Yes.
And with other platform, your initial cost is going to be huge, okay? Because as I told you, Shopify maintains everything by themselves, whereas with Magento and different things, you have to maintain by out, like by yourself. So the initial cost with Shopify, you can start with low as $29. Whereas
Right.
if you go with Magento, you would require at least $300 to $400 per month with your own server and everything. And
Right.
that's why Shopify people prefer.
Yes, correct. And so you're saying that a big retail store can stay on Shopify and conduct
Yes,
online transactions just as well as Magento, etc.,
right,
etc.
right,
Okay,
right, right.
that's great. That's great. And yeah, because the time frame is tight. I mean,
Yeah,
even though people think right now we're 4 months away from Christmas, it's really not. You have September to put your stuff in place, and then
right.
October to do your testing and to make sure, because you can't open a store, put a big investment, big outlay, and
Yeah,
then go and do your marketing. It's kind of not going to work, because then you have all
that's
this
hard.
overhead. Yeah, you have all this overhead
That's gonna be
and
very
you're not
hard. Yeah,
making any income. So you say
yeah,
start small, invest, play, tweak, and then so that come November, when people start shopping, come even by October, people are starting to look for their Christmas gifts. So,
right.
sorry for shaking the computer, my screen.
That's
Right.
okay.
So Hillary, seeing any other questions?
No.
Okay. So I think we've pretty much covered it all. I thank you very. Oh, one more question I was seeing.
Yeah,
So if I pay the 300, which is kind of like your typical high cost, and you have all these
right.
integrations, or it
Hmm.
allows you now to integrate with other apps to do the full customer experience. The
Yeah,
question is does that include the application, or no, I now have to buy the
Yeah, that that
copy of
includes
the
some of
application?
that includes some of the like basic applications required over to the Shopify. So when I said $300, it's around $79 per month is Shopify, okay,
Right,
and the left cost is for apps, okay, which
right.
helps you to do marketing, emailing, and different stuffs.
Correct, correct, correct.
Yeah,
Excellent,
yeah,
excellent. So I am glad that you stopped by to watch our video. It's a very important, very informative. You need to understand what it is that you're getting into when you do your subscription to Shopify. Shopify is
right,
a platform that allows the customer to buy from you. You, the
right.
business, now have to do the security of your store. You now have to do the cash register part.
Programming,
You now
right,
have to
yeah,
do the, because you have to give your customer. So that's what we're talking about. The apps. The apps allow the the customer to pay you, for you to
right,
collect your money, and then for you to
yeah,
follow up. All those apps are simple. They do work. Shopify is an excellent platform, but you do need to know what it is that you're doing when you start your Shopify account. So
right,
definitely, as Vinod repeated many times in this webinar, that your strategy is important, and you should hire a Shopify expert to um, establish your Shopify to do what you want it to do. Otherwise, you're gonna have something and you wouldn't even realize that you're missing a piece. All right, and that's why
right.
you go to the
That's true.
experts and why you do the marketing experts as well. So thank you very much, Vinod.
Thank you.
Anybody have questions when you watch this replay? Definitely drop it in, and we will answer your questions in the future. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. So okay. Are you there, sir? Oh, everybody's gone. How do you end?